Today we're going to have a look at the Visio Putting Gate that helps you with your start line and error detection. Okay, I've got quite a few of the Visio Putting Gates. I think they're fantastic. The thing that I like about all of them is they all come in like their own little packaging, and it's really easy to control and kind of make sure you're not losing the various bits, and it feels nice. It feels quite high end. So this is the mirrored kind of gates. We get the mirror here. Obviously it's got an area here to start the ball on, and it's got some magnetic bits at the bottom. And what I like about the packaging is down the sides here are where the little metal barriers, if you like, of what you're going to use to create your gate are stored. So it's really easy. You can put this in your golf bag. They're completely out the way, and then you can put these little gates back in there, and you're not going to lose them. So it's a fantastic way. One thing that would really annoy me personally is if I'd finished putting, I threw it in my golf bag and I was hunting around for these little kind of gates, and it would, couldn't find them. I find it really frustrating. So what we've got here is we've got 3 different sizes. So we've got wider, medium and narrow, okay? And what I really like personally about this training aid, and I use it a lot with my students, is it's got progression built into the training aid. So what I mean by that is, as you become more accomplished at starting the ball online, because this is what this is all about, starting that putt online, which we know is huge for holding a lot of putts, starting the ball online and then getting the relative pace are key to improving, your putting. Okay, now what I love about this is you will know whether that ball started online or not, because it's going to knock one of these little barriers over. So I'll have a quick look at that in just a second. And what you can do is, as you become more accomplished at starting it online, you can make it more difficult, and the difficulty increases as it goes further down. So it's only narrowing very slightly. What we would see is that the ball fits through fairly comfortably right there, okay? But then at the bottom, if we were to move these down to the narrowest bit, we can see that the gap to fit it through is much, much smaller. So what we'll do is just have a quick go at this right now. So what we'll do is get yourself like a little target, maybe just do this on your carpet at home, have just like a little mark on the floor, put a coin down, even on the green. You don't have to necessarily be looking at holding putts. You're seeing if you can start the ball on your intended line, okay? And it's all about where you're striking the putt. So what we'll do is we've got this down right here, okay? Getting the ball in the little groove, so it's got a little spot. What else it's got is 4 holes here, so if you're using this outside on the grass, you can push T-pegs in, which will guarantee that you're going to be able to get that putt forced into the floor. So what we've got here is, if I start through and I open or close the face, I will see that the ball will knock one of the areas off. So we're going to make a putting stroke right here. As I hit that putt, it's going to tell me whether or not I hit one of the barriers. That sounded to me like I very, very slightly nudged the one on the left. So putter face maybe came through a little tiny bit close, didn't knock it over, but I saw it wobble a little. So what we'd do is we'd hit another one. And we're just trying to get that feeling. And the other thing that's good here is obviously you've got the mirror, so you can see where your eyes are relative to where you're putting. So you've got a real good idea of using that. So two training aids in one, which is great. So just getting another feel at making sure I'm starting that putt online. And we're going to get the feeling of where that putter face comes through. So 2 times there, I've just nudged that left-hand one. So I'm obviously closing it a little bit. So the feedback that you can get from this is, I'm closing it a bit. Okay, I want to feel like it's just coming through a little tiny bit more open. What I'm going to do, and slightly increase the difficulty. So just increasing it right there. Okay, and we'll see, once again, just making sure it's coming through. So got myself pretty much on line right there. I'm going to just get the feeling of trying to control that face on the way through, make a nice connected stroke. That was perfect, hit a great putt there, didn't hit any of them. So that's got a little bit more difficult for me. I actually find personally that when you increase the difficulty level on things like this, sometimes your mind focuses and narrows into a specific point. A bit like when we pick out a real specific target on the golf course. If we make it more difficult, we tend to focus more. So I do use the progressive nature, but then I try to get people to use the extreme end here. And we know you don't have to be out by a lot in order to knock these over, okay? So I'm going to really try and focus again. making sure the putter's coming through nice and square. Keep my eyes over it, getting a nice feel for that stroke. So there, pulled it. Probably only the same as I did on the first one, but it's knocked it over. So it's getting a little feel for not knocking these over, this is when I think it's brilliant. It's just feedback. So what's my trend? Come through a little bit closed. Nudged it slightly before, hit it over here. Feedback in a training aid is exactly what you want. You want to know what you're doing wrong. So now I can get a feeling that putter face coming through a little bit more open. Let's just see if we can get successful on this last one. Right through the middle, which was nice there. So this training aid, I use this a lot. If you don't follow me on Instagram, jump over. I've used this with a couple of students and you can see how I'm using it all the time. Genuinely not an endorsement. I use this product. I think it's fantastic. I've not been given it, paid my own money for it, and I really, really like the product. If you want to improve your start line training, this is a great, great training aid to help you do that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. If you'd like to see some more training aids, make some suggestions below what you'd like to see reviewed. Thanks for watching and talk with you again very soon.